Okay, so I'll start this video off by saying the way the country is. Well, we've all said it, haven't we? A lot of us are afraid to say anything. Like white guilt was what someone wrote on a video of mine. That we're too afraid to say anything, and that's probably true. We're too afraid to stand up for ourselves. We should stand up for ourselves. We get a bunch of these fuckers coming to our country that we don't even want, that we never had a vote in the first place. We never were given a chance. I don't know, this video is probably gonna go nowhere because I don't know what else to say really, but I'm supposed to speak in my mind. I mean, when I grew up in Ireland, I was born in Monaghan, and I grew up in Monaghan and Drogheda and Dublin, so I grew up around those areas in Monaghan, Drogheda and Dublin. So, it was different back then in the 80s and 90s and, parts of the 2000s, right? Everything changed after a while. I mean, I made friends, that were foreign friends, and it was great. I had good friends in the early 2010s and stuff like that. But then the Irish government decided to go a little too far and just send more and more and more and more of them. And they overpopulated the country, and they made it too crazy, right? They decided that wasn't enough. That's not enough. No, let's just send more over. Like, yeah, fuck that. Send a bunch of Africans over. Send a bunch of Pakistanis over, and Indians and all that, and Chinese, whatever. Just send them all over. Yeah. Fuck that. The country's not full enough. The country's not. Yeah, it's not full enough. The country's too white, is what Leo Varadkar said, didn't he? That's what I read. Yeah, he said the country, Ireland is too white. That's what Leo Varadkar said. Yeah, he said that. So the country's too white. He decides to send all the fuckers from all these countries. I don't even care anymore. I mean, fuck that. You know what I mean? I'm so fucking angry. Like, it was a nice balance at one point, but then they went overboard and sent too many of them. And then they send the asylum seekers over, and they're on their boats, and they're coming over here. I mean, the ones that come over in the boats, and then, they drowned, whatever. They're great. There's less of them fuckers, you know what I mean? So, once they drown, fuck them cunts, less of them. And I'm sure we all can agree on that, right? If not, well, fuck you, because I'm sick of these bastards, they're coming into our country and it's fucking annoying, you know what I mean? We have too many of them. We don't ask for them. They're forced upon us, and that's the truth. We don't ask for them. And I mean, how much worse is it going to get? This is, May 2025, right? I mean, if it's this bad now, how much worse is it going to get? I mean, we've had fucking foreigners like the Ashling Murphy girl being murdered by that fucking guy from, I don't know where he's from, Eastern Europe or whatever he was from. Yeah, that fucking piece of shite, you know what I mean? He comes over to our country and murders one of our women. How fucking dare he, come over to our country and murder one of our own? She was out in a jog or something like that. And this thing comes over here. I mean, thing. He's not a person. It is a fucking thing. Comes over to our country and fucking murders one of our women. One of our Irish people. Fucking piece of shite. So, like, yeah, anyway, I mean, it's just, how much worse is it going to get? It's going to get worse, isn't it? I mean, the Irish government have fucked us. The Irish government are the reason Ireland is fucked. Ireland is fucked because of our own people at the end of the day. We fucked us. Our government fucked us. Okay? We didn't ask for this, but they fucked us. Okay? And we have to pay the price, especially people of don't want to say lower class, but people who are not rich. I'm not rich, I'm not rich at all. I'm just a middle class Irishman, right? Born and raised in Ireland, like I said, Monaghan, Drogheda, Dublin. I was born and raised all over those places, you know what I mean? Explains my muddled accent, but a kind of a mix of everything. But so basically, this video is probably gonna go nowhere. Whatever. I just want, what do I want? I don't know. At the end of the day, Ireland's never going to go back to the way it used to be. You see these protests going on. We want our country back. We want Ireland back, or whatever. It's never going to go back. It's never, ever going to go back to the way it was, ever. It'll never go back. Because of all the different nationalities here, and they've had their kids here. They get married here, they have their kids here, and you know what I mean? It's never going to go back to the way it was, ever, unfortunately. The thing is, migration is fine in certain levels, right? But when they overdo it, which is what the Irish government done. For example, right? They got the Irish media and right? I don't care anymore. Fuck this. They show the blacks, right? Black women, a lot of times I've noticed on TV3, on RTE, and it shows them front and center, and the whites kind of in the background, and the blacks are in the fucking front, and it shows them with their big goofy grins with their Eddie Murphy smiles or Eddie Murphy laughs. Kind of shit, whatever, doesn't matter. But anyway, they're fucking big fucking grins right there, front and center. That's not the blacks' fault so much, it's the media. I remember back in the late 2000s, right? I was an actor at one point, right? And I remember back in the late 2000s, I was auditioning for like small parts in TV shows and films and adverts and stuff like that. And I would see that they want minorities. They want, the blacks and the cultured people back in 2008, 2009. And I'm thinking, okay, well, I'm not anything like that, right? But that's what they wanted. So I was like, okay. But I got some stuff. Yeah. I got some photographs and stuff like that, But yeah, the media just were so driven towards minorities back in the late 2000s. Yeah. They were so driven towards them back then. And I remember like, finding leaflets before, you find stuff on the internet. It was like leaflets, like pages and stuff like that for like stuff, for like movies and TV shows. And a lot of them did want minorities and stuff like that, It's crazy, like how fucking insane it's got, Why has it gotten this crazy? The thing is, right, like, over time, things get worse and worse and worse and worse. And it's only going to continue to get worse. It's only going to get worse. It's always going to get worse. I don't know. Like after I'd done my acting, I did extra work. Like I said, back in the late 2000s, I did a bit of acting work, and I was in a couple of TV shows. I was on a dating show and a dating show called One Night Stand, and I didn't do pretty well. I was on TV for it anyway. But I know it's interesting just to look back at those times. I don't act anymore. I haven't done acting since 2015, but it was just nice to have that for a while. And like I said at the start of the video, I did have foreign friends of different cultures, but just things change, things change, and I said at the very start of the video, white guilt, because someone mentioned that in a comment, because we're guilty about, talking about the foreigners. And I also look at that as like media, like say TikTok, which I'm on right now, and you got YouTube and Facebook. They will never allow you to say the stuff you want to say. They were very, very, very strict. Jesus Christ, you can't even joke about a foreign national, or you can't even joke about a minority without them fucking going mad. But yeah, it's been interesting talking about this on this 10-minute video. But yeah, maybe I'll make some more videos. But anyway, this is it for me, Connor Dean Smith. Okay, bye.